Welcome to Bill's Bridge Corner, Sunday, January 5th, 2013, Class 74, Discards, Part 1. Today we begin a two-part series on discards. It seems strange that we must cover at least two classes to cover the subject of discards, but we do. Here we go. What is a discard? When you're unable to follow suit, you make a discard. The card you discard tells partner and declarer, if he's watching, many different things. Typically, a discard is a suit preference signal, but not always. Check your convention card. Here is the convention card. It's under defensive carding. And if you see there are three lines there, there's actually a fourth one with a line. Under discard, first discard, Leventhal, odd even, or other. The other, of course, includes standard, which would be included as the check mark up on top. There are three basic conventions you might use when discarding. Standard, which I'll cover for the most part. Leventhal, or odd even, sometimes called Roman. There is also another method, it's not recognized in the U.S., called Finch. But remember, whatever it is, everything that you do, your opponents need to know. So it needs to be marked there. Let's start with standard discards. If you have standard marked or nothing, because the default is standard, playing with a relatively high spot card indicates you are interested in the suit you're discarding, while discarding a low spot card is discouraging. Leading of the suit is discouraged. Now, it may be that you don't necessarily want the suit led. You may be telling partner you have an honor, and so that he may be safe in discarding another suit. In high-level contracts, this is more likely to be the case. One thing you need to notice is that, of course, you don't want to throw away winning tricks. So in no trump especially, sometimes in suit contracts also, you would prefer a negative discard, throwing a low spot card, because you don't want to throw away what might be a winner. A negative discard is usually preferred when playing no trump. Leventhal discards. I don't mind Leventhal discards for no trump, but personally I would not use Leventhal for suit contracts. But it's up to you. Here's how Leventhal discards work. They are signals. Playing Leventhal, your first discard, and only your first discard, works like this. First rule is you discard only from a suit you don't like or you don't want continued. That's great in no trump, not necessarily in suit contract. A low discard, a low spot card, a pip, says that you like the lower ranking of the remaining non-trump suits. While a high discard, spot card, a pip, says you like the higher ranking of the remaining non-trump suits. The assumption is you don't want to lead to trump. Of course, you can't lead the suit you don't have, so there's only three available. Let's look at an example. Diamonds are led. You're out of diamonds. If you pitch a high heart, you would say you like spades. You don't like the suit you discard, which would be heart, so it must be spades. A low heart would say that you like clubs. After the first discard, other discards become standard discards. Odd even discards, or Roman discards as some will call it, because they came from the Roman system. Playing odd even, your first discard only works as follows. Notice all of them apply only to the first discard, all of these conventional ones. An odd discard, you pitch a 3, 5, 7, or 9, says that you like the suit you discard from. While an even discard, 2, 4, 6, 8, or 10, says you don't like the suit you discarded from. by the way, if you discard an honor, you're probably saying you like the suit and it says something specific about that suit, just for the record. But if you discard an even spot card, it also says if you discard a 2 or a 4, you prefer the lower of the other ranking suits, while the 8 or 10 indicates the higher ranking of the other suits. The 6 is indifferent. It simply says you don't like the suit you're discarding from. The issue with the Roman discards is sometimes you have the wrong spot cards. You can only play what you got, but you got a choice, positive or negative. Every convention has its positives and its minuses. While we're on the subject, let's talk about the other signals on the convention card. We've talked about them in previous classes, but there are other ways of using signals for attitude or for count. There's the so-called upside down signals. Apply attitude and count signals upside down, which means for attitude signals it would mean a low pip is encouraging while a high pip is discouraging. It kind of makes sense because you want to save your high pips anyway. No problem with that, just be sure your partner's on the same page and you mark your convention card the same way. For myself, I try to keep it simple, so I use the standard ones. For count signals it's similar. A low pip is an even count. You go low-high for even and high-low for odd. Your choice, chicken or the egg. Sometimes it's a duck. Let's look at an example of discard. Defensive discard signal example. Dealer is south, neither side is vulnerable, you are east, and the bidding goes. One spade by south, your partner overcalls 2 hearts. 4 spades by north, all pass. Your partner is on lead. Contract is 4 spades. Partner leads the ace of hearts. Down comes dummy. Partner cashes 3 rounds of hearts. You give count, playing the 8, then the 5. On trick 3, you have an opportunity for a discard. What do you discard? Well, what do you want partner to continue? Do you want him to continue hearts? Do you want him to lead clubs or diamonds? You want a diamond lead. If you play standard, you would discard the 10 of diamonds, saying, please lead a diamond. You could also discourage a club lead by discarding the 2 of clubs. If you played Laventhal, play you would be the 2 of clubs. You want the lower of the 2 other suits, not clubs, so it'd be diamonds. If you play odd even, you would play the 3 of diamonds or the 5 of diamonds odd, saying you want diamonds, or you could play the 2 of clubs, saying you want the lower of the other 2 suits. Here is the hand as you see it, and I hope you notice that if West doesn't switch to a diamond, South makes the hand. He has adequate pitches on the clubs, pitches losing diamonds from dummy. Choice of discards. Make the most descriptive discard available. Let's look at an example. You lead the 4 of spades from a 5-card suit, 4th best. Partner's 9 goes to declares jack. You know that spades are dead, so when you discard in the future and you're discarding a spade, discard the 2 to show, first of all, that you don't like spades because you're throwing away the spade suit, and also that gives you a count. You started with 5. You pitch down from 4th till you get to the bottom, so partner will know how many you have. So you had 5 spades and you don't like spades. Here are some rules on discarding. When discarding from an honor sequence, discard the highest card from the sequence, the one you would have led had you led the suit. When making a discarding dummy strong suit and you have no stopper, give a count. An example, dummy has the strong clubs and you have clubs, give him a club count. Discard the 10, high, low, for an even number. The 10 of clubs will never take a trick because the ace of clubs will take the first trick, and so much for that. Even if partner had the ace, it wouldn't matter. And B, you're giving partner a count. Some more rules. When discarding from a suit partner has led, discard high from 2, low from 3. Easy way to remember that is discard the card you would have returned if you had won the trick. For example, partner leads the 4 of hearts against a no-trump contract. You hold king 4th. You play the king, but declare wins the ace. If you have an opportunity to discard a heart later in the play, you would discard the 2 of hearts. That's the card you would have returned had the king of hearts won at trick 1. Partner, upon winning the lead, starting with 5, knows that you started with 4, and so he can cash out. Use the rule of 11 when discarding. Let's look at this example. You are east, dealer south, neither side's vulnerable. The bidding goes to 3 no trump. Partner leads the 6 of spades. Down comes dummy. At trick 1 you play the jack to declare as king. You know from the rule of 11 that declare has no more spade stoppers. We've seen this earlier. 6 from 11 leaves 5. Dummy has 1, you had 3. There's only one spade that declare started with higher than the 6, and he's already played at the king of spades. So you know the spades are ready to run. Partner does not know. He doesn't know that you have the queen. Declare could very well have the queen. Now when declare plays on diamonds, you give a count, 9 and 7. On the third round, partner may win the ace of diamonds, and you have an opportunity to discard. What do you discard? Discard the queen of spades. Now, West understands. He knows that spades are ready to cash, and he can cash them. Good defense, partner. Tomorrow, we're going to continue on the subject of discards with Discards Part 2. See you then.